If you're a YouTuber, you would know that a good thumbnail is what's going to get you clicks and subsequently views. Many YouTube gurus have claimed that if you want the YouTube algorithm to push your content, you first need to get your click-through rates up. And that is usually associated with good thumbnails. I am creatively dumb, so I'm not the best person when it comes to creating a good thumbnail. So I wanted to find out for myself if changing my thumbnails would actually help increase my YouTube videos views. But to do that, I will need an expert. Now, I get tons of DMs from many different people who always offer their services to help improve my thumbnails. Basically, it is always the same template. Hi Kevin, my name is so and so. I love your channel, but after analyzing your channel, I noticed that it is not reaching its full potential due to the quality of your thumbnails. I have 5 years experience in creating high CTR thumbnails, and I can create attractive thumbnails that will help get your videos clicks and increase views. All my clients are growing daily with my thumbnails, and I would like to help you too. I tend to ignore DMs like that because, you know, everyone claims they can help. However, there's this particular person who just so happened catch me at the right place at the right time. So I decided to go for it because I wanted to try something different for my channel. Now, everything was going perfectly well at the start with this person, but unfortunately, things started to go south at the very end because he did something that I believe is the biggest mistake all thumbnail creators make. And I certainly did not like it. But anyways, here's the story. This person approached me on Instagram. Let's call him Aaron. And Aaron proposed to me his services. Seeing as he caught me at the right place at the right time, I went ahead and asked him for samples so that I can assess if the quality meets my standards. So he gave me some examples. I love them because it is exactly what I'm looking for. Then I proceed to ask him for the YouTube channels he made thumbnails for. To me, checking out the YouTube channel is important because I can see if the thumbnail is in use and I can also see the views they are getting from it. It is not 100% accurate, but it will give me a rough idea on Aaron's credibility. So I got all the info I needed, and the next thing I asked about was his rates or packages. He told me it was $30 for 4 versions. And he also promised me he will make the desired thumbnail and to deliver maximum quality. At this point, I thought $30 for a video thumbnail is pretty steep for me, especially for a channel of my size. I mean, since YouTube made their tweak and demolished my revenue, I'm only earning about $57 in April alone. So would I pay more than 50% of my monthly revenue for just one video's thumbnail? But anyways, I ignored him because it wasn't within my budget and I didn't want to insult him by asking for a lower price. However, the following day, he reached out to me again and asked me what I thought. So I said exactly what's on my mind, that $30 is too steep for me at the moment, and I was wondering if he has other packages that are cheaper. But turns out he did not have any other options, so I asked him, how much is it if I wanted just 2 versions and the PSD file, which is the Photoshop file? He came back and said $16 works for that. But if I'm interested, he can also do $13 each for 10 thumbnails. $13 each for 10 thumbnails is $130, which is way over my budget. So we settled on the $16 he offered and we started working together. And I was actually impressed by the quality of his work. The thumbnail he made was exactly what I'm looking for, and he did it without me giving much input. And I can see myself working long-term with him. We ended up working together for a week and a half. It was longer than I thought, but I was looking for someone I can work with long-term. So assessing if we're on the same page is important to me as well. But here is where it goes wrong. One thing I did not appreciate throughout the process was the need to keep chasing me up for payment. I'm talking about him literally uploading the files, sending me an invoice, then telling me to pay, all within 5 minutes. I don't know where he's coming from or if he needs the money, and I understand trust is something very hard to build online. But trust works both ways, and you need to give me time to respond. I think paying on time is important, which I did immediately after I received my thumbnails. But chasing up your clients regularly without giving them a chance to pay just shows unprofessionalism. The other thing that really turns me off was as soon as I completed my payments, right away, he asked if we could talk about the current price. He started saying how he won't be able to keep the current value of $16 for 2 versions and a PSD file, and it needs to increase to $32. And he continued by saying the full price is very cheap compared to his work, and that the demand for thumbnails is very high, and his clients are paying higher amounts than me. So this is the part that really gets to me. I mean, if you go through the entire story from the start to end, you might feel like something is amiss here. Remember, he started talking about increasing the price as soon as I completed the payment, literally in 1 minute. And I don't blame him. I do think he gave me a fairly good deal for the quality and effort he put in. And I have no intention of keeping that price either, because that would be insulting to his work. But let's go to my perspective for a second. The whole reason I wanted to try improving my thumbnail is because I wanted to see if it increases my click-through rate and subsequently my views, right? So, has his thumbnails given me the results yet? No, not yet. It is far too early to tell. As a client, anything I pay for is measured. If I pay for his service because he approached me saying he can help improve my click-through rate, then he first needs to back up that claim before asking for more pay. And on top of that, I never did once say how much I am willing to pay. It was all him saying he's happy with $16, but in reality, he wasn't too happy with it. And so I was left disappointed because I was really close to finding a permanent YouTube thumbnail creator. But it is unfortunate that because of money, the trust I had for him turned sour. So that's my story. And I actually think there's something to learn here, both as a client and as a service provider. If you're a client and you're looking for a graphic artist for your social media, then make sure to take into account these things. Number 1, make sure you have a set budget and stick to it. I know it is very easy to increase slightly or go out of budget slightly, but you need to stick to what you have planned. If your budget does not give you the quality you want, then accept that it will not be the quality you're after. Otherwise, find ways to increase the budget that doesn't require you to dig into your savings. Number 2, make sure whatever you spend on is measurable. If you're spending money on a graphic artist to create a good thumbnail, measure the results. Make sure your click-through rate increases or you get more views. Don't just accept their words and claims on how they help many channels. Do your own homework, see for yourself the results. If you do not get the results as they claimed, then abandon and move on. But if you do get the results you want, do another round of testing first to be sure. And if that too gets you the results again, then you found yourself a gem and you can consider negotiating a fair price. The point here is to make sure you have a return on investment. I know this sounds mean, but we are not here to do charity work. Now, if you are a service provider, then consider doing these 2 things. First, do not ask for more pay until you do what you said you can do successfully. In my case, it is increasing my click-through rates and getting me more views for my YouTube videos. I know pay is important, and preferably we want to charge the highest amount we can get. Hey, I have been there myself and I understand. But I also understand that sometimes you have to see the bigger picture. If you're new in the business and you're trying to build up your portfolio, then do it at a lower rate to prove to your clients that you are the real deal. Give your clients a few options. Don't just stick to one rate. Learn to negotiate, create different packages to make your offers irresistible. Once you prove to your clients that you can do it, that you are able to help them, then consider renegotiating a new price. Your clients are not dumb. They will only pay you more if they can get the results they are after. So if you can help them achieve that, it creates a win-win situation between you and your client. You want to ask your clients for a higher pay when they feel it is worth it, when they see there's value in it. So timing is very important as well. The second thing to do as a service provider is to simply be patient. When you're starting out, it is normal to have a much lower rate because you want to build your name out there. The way I see this is sometimes money isn't the most important part. The other more important area to cover here is reachability. If you were to provide a good service for your clients and help them achieve their goal, would they then share with their network about your service? I know I have done that several times. I have referred many friends of mine to my mortgage broker just because my mortgage broker provided me such a fantastic service that I am willing to refer everyone I know to him. So remember, if you're starting out, try and focus on building up your client's portfolio. Once you have more clients and you do not have the time to take on more, but you're still getting new requests, then that is when you can increase your price. Aaron unfortunately told me he has many clients, but the way he chases me up for payments and the way he communicates with me kind of shows that he is just starting out and is a little inexperienced. I sincerely wanted to do a free promotion for him here and even recommend him to my viewers in the long run, but I can't because I want to give the best for my viewers and Aaron just didn't quite fit my criteria. Sorry. Alright, that's all from me in this one. Like, subscribe, and thanks for the chat. Take care.